Coach, thank you very much for your time. Really appreciate it. 3 days of football, and I know you like youth football very much. What is your assessment in terms of the talent that was on display, the application of tactical application and technical application?
I think thanks for the opportunity. Let me start by thanking Engen for their commitment, making sure that youth football is alive in South Africa. I was very happy to be part of this tournament, and also let me maybe start by congratulating the winners. In the boys section, congratulations to Panorama and congratulations to University of Johannesburg from the ladies section. Going to your question, I must say that I've been impressed with the quality and the standard of the tournament. From a goalkeeping perspective, if you look at the goalkeepers, there's lots of improvement. It clearly shows that there's a lot of work that has been done with regard to specialization and developing, training, coaching goalkeepers. When you go right to outfield players as well, I've been impressed with the insights of the coaches, or rather their influence into their teams with regard to how they emphasize building up from the back, maybe keeping possession. Of course, I think final third play could improve, but maybe time was the enemy because you're playing 25 minutes per half. Maybe it was a little bit difficult for players to really apply themselves in the final third, especially in relation to tournament expectations or expectations of youth football. But all in all, generally overall, I'm just happy with the application that I saw from the players, but also the unpredictability of the tournament. I mean, who knew before the tournament that Panorama will go all the way to the final? Who knew that Joburg City will go all the way to the semis? So the gap between elite academies and the football clubs have really closed, and I'm happy with that. And well done to everyone who has been involved, and well done to the coaches.
Coach, I know you travel the world a lot, you watch a lot of football. What are some of the tactical trends that you were able to spot here that are now prevalent globally?
Yeah, I think you look at the build-up play, positional play, you could see that there's a better understanding of width and depth in order to create space, and the passing is much better, and also the idea to recognize when to play horizontal and when to play vertical. So I saw good intentions to make vertical runs, because football is about making runs that are breaking defensive lines and also making passes that are breaking defensive lines. But then I still feel that generally, if I looked at the youth football this weekend, we can do better in the final third. It's very difficult, to play in the attacking phase, especially when you progress into the final third. Maybe a lot of work needs to be put in that regard, with regard to developing the technical skills for strikers and wingers, maybe number 10s to finish, from a technical perspective, maybe from a skill set perspective, technical, balanced, working, putting a lot of work on the weaker foot, equally to the strong foot as well. Movements, decision making, communication. I'm sure that could work. Maybe the technical teams can reinforce with specific coaches like strikers coaches, forward coaches, just to put more work on dealing with individual work for strikers, maybe after team training programs. So I just thought that maybe that needs more attention in our youth football, according to my assessment so far.
And when it comes to the variation of set plays, I think in the quarterfinal we saw Kaizer Chiefs in a very tight game against Randburg. They were able to get a goal through a very creative free kick. How important is focus on set plays, especially when you mentioned that breaking defenses is becoming more difficult? How can then teams use set plays to be able to get the goals that they need?
Yeah, without any doubt, set plays are playing a major role. If you look at the goal analysis from a global perspective, set plays influence 23-25% of goals that are scored in big tournaments, whether it's World Cups, Youth World Cups, or even Youth Continental Championships. So as much as if you can't score a goal during open play, you can't score a goal during transitional phases. It's going to be key for teams to really make sure that they score good goals during set plays. But again, set plays requires good delivery, good movements. So it's all about rehearsed movements in training. It's all about preparing the technical work, getting the right players, working on the deliveries. So football has become so technical, so tactical, with small details that make differences. So training sessions cannot just be traditionally 1 hour like before, but training sessions can go as far as 100 minutes to even as far as 120 hours. As long as you reduce the intensity and make sure that you put more work on dead ball situations training that require less intensity and energy maybe in training in terms of physical work, but lots of concentration, lots of mental efforts that are required. So for me, that's where I think we need to work hard on it, because you look at how we have progressed in South African football and in relation to how Europe apply themselves. It's small details like set pieces, analysis before games, analysis post, and the number of analysts that I saw in the tournament, most of the teams, I'm sure you saw them, they have a video analyst, and for me, that's what impressed me. That means they are able to provide objective feedback back to the players, objective data in terms of analyzing, so it's not subjective anymore, telling players, no, you are missing chances, but it's more of showing the players the chances that they are missing. Can they improve their positioning maybe? Can they work on their execution maybe, or maybe the decision making or the communication of movements between the attacking midfield and the striker? So these are just little things that can help educate players, especially when we put emphasis on analysis. And that's what I witnessed, and I must say that congratulations to coaches, clubs for putting analysis as a key, and also for bringing sports science. Players could recover quickly. We didn't see the number of muscle injuries that we saw in the previous editions. So that says players are able to recover quickly from the many games that they are playing per day. So I'm impressed with the progress so far, and we can only say the future looks bright for both coaches and players.
Last one, coach. Yeah, I know I've kept you very long. The last one is Junior Stars and KZN have won here in Gauteng Panorama. So we are seeing the story of an underdog. But what does that mean in terms of our football development in the country?
Yeah, basically it says the gap is closing between our community clubs, our football clubs, and the elite academies. And that shows that there's a lot of knowledge exchange, because some of these teams are playing in the same league. Panorama are in the GDL, so they are playing with the likes of Kaizer Chiefs, Abu Mamelodi Sundowns, and so forth. So of course the gap will close, and when the gap closes, that means competition improves, and that benefits also our junior national teams. You look at Amajimbos under 17, you look at Amajita, who are the current champions of Africa. This is all the result of good competitions, good coaching that is happening at youth football. And once again, we thank Engen for their commitment and for to sponsor this tournament. This was the 23rd edition of this national youth tournament, which is one of the best. And I can't wait to witness each Champ of Champs, where the provincial champions will come and we see the best competing against the best.
Coach, thank you very much. Really appreciate your insights, and looking forward to seeing you at the Champ of Champs.
I really appreciate the opportunity.